All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 168-pound division, where Canelo Alvarez has said once again no to Terence Crawford, and this is going to start I'm telling you, is going to start a pattern that you will probably see with Terence Crawford, whether he fights Errol Spence Jr. next or not, which is that he has a very high likelihood of getting unofficially blackballed in boxing. And the pattern is very easy to see. It's a very high likelihood, and it very well could be his fault. But let's talk about what Canelo Alvarez had to say, what Jermell Charlo had to say, and what the political situation really is for Terence Crawford if he does not fight Errol Spence in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 154-pound division, 147-pound division, 154-pound division, and 168-pound division, where Canelo Alvarez has made it once again said, when asked another question about Terence Crawford, that he ain't interested in doing it. He didn't say that directly. He said, I get nothing out of it again. Seemed very irritated about the question, and more than likely tells you that he is not going to give Terence Crawford the chance that Terence Crawford wants, which is to move up to 168, get that big mega fight, and fight Canelo Alvarez. Also, Jermell Charlo has not, to this point, not retracted his statement that Terence Crawford needs to fight Jaron Ennis and stay away from them, which is the guys that are fighting at 168. And Jermell Charlo says that he is not moving down to 154 to fight anybody. So those belts are going to go away. All of those 154-pound belts that Jermell Charlo has will be up for grabs. And Terence Crawford is going to be at 147 as the undisputed champion. And he's going to then have to figure out who he is going to fight next. There was something. Before I get into the details, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime supporter of the channel, thank you so, so much. It means a lot, especially everybody that supports in the super thanks of videos like this, because, you know, we are able to afford to do this channel basically through the support of boxing fans like yourself. We are very much like public broadcasting. We don't get support from fighters. We don't get support from promotional companies. We don't get promotions for networks. And in fact, we are not able to do a lot of work around those guys because here we're going to give you an honest fan's perspective, even if you don't like what this fan's perspective is. Going to share it because this is something that people need. I think just inside and outside of boxing, just in life, people need to understand that when they say that they're doing business, right, that business is business. Okay, business is business. And by that, I don't mean that, hey man, business is business means I get to do whatever I want to do. Hey, business is business. Oh, hey man, look, I knew I took advantage of you. And you feel like, you know, I treated you wrong and everybody else sees it, but hey, I got my money. Business is business. Nah, man, that's not what I mean by business is business. What I mean is all people's businesses have the same fundamental things involved in it. That there is the subject matter of the business. And then there are the activities and the considerations that you take into place to make that activity profitable for you. See the difference? Many people look at the phrase business is business to mean, hey, if it's business, I can do whatever I want to do. However, doing that is often very bad business. To have a reputation for being somebody that is taking advantage of other people, having a reputation of being somebody that's very difficult to deal with. And when you do get to an agreement with them, they may change up on you regardless. Or somebody that does not, in another way, somebody that does not bring in a lot of value. Say, for example, somebody who has a record of losing people a lot of money. It doesn't matter what business you're in. If you have a record of losing people money, people are not going to want to do business with you, or an inferior product, right? All of those things. So when I say that Terence Crawford very well may be blackballed by his own works, you can already see it kind of taken from formation, with Canelo Alvarez saying very clearly, no, I'm not interested. He didn't say no. I get nothing out of that. Now, if somebody you're trying to do business with says, I get nothing out of doing business with you, what do you think that means? That means they don't want to do business with you, right? If somebody else says, look, nah, man, if I talk business with you, you're not going to be putting me through all the BS you put that other guy through. What does that tell you? It tells you he's walking in the door not really wanting to do business with you because he knows that you're a headache, or he heard that you're a headache. Like, look, man, I'm looking for somebody to renovate my home. And the first thing that I says, and you walk up to me and say, hey man, I'm an experienced at doing renovations. I want to do your renovations. And the first thing that I say is, hold on, man, I would talk to you, but you're not going to do all this stuff you did with the other guy next to me. You're not going to be overcharging me for the product. You're not going to be showing up late. You're not going to miss the deadline and then charge me for hours. You're not going to get halfway through the project and then all of a sudden say you can't finish the project. So now he's got to go find somebody else. And then when he can't find somebody else, you come back and you charge him more so that you can finish it because you know he can't find anybody else in time to get it done in time. No, I'm not interested in that. Because why? Because you have a reputation for doing bad business. So if you want to use the phrase bad business is bad business, bad business is bad business. So why do I say that Canelo Alvarez saying this is an indicator of what you can expect other people to say to Terence Crawford, especially if he does not wrap up this relationship that he has with Errol Spence Jr. in a way where the person he's doing business with, Errol Spence Jr., feels like he was treated fairly. One thing is to get beat in the ring. Everybody is risking that. But to put a person in a situation where he feels like he regrets even doing business with you, even if he had won, he regrets doing business with you, man, that is going to be in a situation where you're going to have other people in similar situations looking for other people to do business with. Why would Al Heyman continue to enter into negotiations with Terence Crawford to fight other guys? He'd be like, man, this whole thing, you want to fight Terence? It's a nightmare. You really want to go through this? Nah, I guess not. Thank you. Eddie Hearn, he wants to go work with Eddie Hearn and he wants to fight an Eddie Hearn fighter. And Eddie Hearn's like, man, you sure you really want to do this, man? First of all, he's very, very tough to beat, and he's a headache to deal with. And we can go through the negotiation, and he can leave the negotiation in the middle of it. Man, it's all bad. And then you add to that the fact that he's the traditional fighter that people don't want to fight. A slick black southpaw. A slick black southpaw that is a pain in the behind to deal with, and very well may not keep his word after he gives it to you, is the perfect candidate to sit on a shelf and say, dude, you're not worth the money. You're not worth the headache. We'll just go fight each other. You don't, and then for him to, well, I'm not going to fight Keith Thurman. I'm not going to fight Danny Garcia. I'm not going to fight Jaron Ennis. If you're Showtime, you may say, look, man, I know that's a big fight, man, and we may want that fight, but no, really, we'd be better off just to let Terence Crawford just go off into the sunset. Just go off into the sunset. We'll build boots up. It'll take an extra 2 years, and then we'll get to where we are and not deal with this headache. And a lot of that stuff, I'm telling you, is coming off The fact that he would say that, yeah, I have a hard time making 154. I'll fight Errol at 154. But now that the fight gets closer, he switches up and no, you got to go to 140. You got to go to 147. After all of the drama that took place the first time, I'm telling you, you guys think that Terence Crawford is on this inevitable path upwards with big fights. Not necessarily so. Because if you get a reputation for bad business or what you think is good business for you, let me be very clear. Just because you see it as good business and it worked well for you doesn't mean the other party thinks it's good business. Errol very well could think it's very bad business. So you're looking at it like, oh, this makes business sense for me, but it doesn't make business sense for the other guy. If it doesn't make sense for both parties and both parties are not beneficial, it's not beneficial to both parties, 99 out of 100 times those deals fall apart. And if you are able to, for some reason, get people into circumstances where they have to take bad deals or people take bad deals and have a difficult time with transactions in a deal that you agreed to, don't be surprised if the next person doesn't want to get in that business with you at all. And a lot of businesses go out of business that way. So don't think I'm just making it up to hate. I'm not. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.